Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Welcome you all for the 11th video of learning Swift programming language. These are the topics that we have covered from video 1 to 4. Here from the video 5 to 8 and in the video 9 and 10. Let's move towards the today's topic. The first topic that we are going to see is launch screen. Whenever we open an application for 1 or 2 seconds, we can see the logo of that application or some wordings will be there. That is launch screen. Let's see this in Xcode. In this learning, I will explain each concept wise, not as a project. Because in some you can see that one project they will be taken and in that project the concepts will be explained. But I'm explaining concept wise. If one by one I'll explain. See in this Xcode we have two things, that is this is the storyboard, this is the screens that I have explained previously, this is the launch screen. Both will be similar, we should not get confused. So this launch screen will show you 1 or 2 seconds when we open the application, but this is the place where individual screens that we are designing. First of all we'll see this launch screen. This is blank one now. So I have selected this view and just providing a color here. The background color I'm providing as system orange and then running the project. Thus we have seen the launch screen for 1 or 2 seconds and then it reaches our main screen. The next topic that we are going to see is navigation bar. We can see that in every application the top bar we call as navigation bar. If we move to the next screen, we can come back by the back button as well as the side menus, everything will set up in the navigation bar. We will see in the navigation bar in Xcode now. See in Xcode, I have come to this main.storyboard. In that I have added a background color for this view and run this project. See here I'm not seeing any navigation bar. So let's add a navigation bar for this screen now. I have just stopped this project, and if I want to add the navigation bar for this, I want to click on this view controller. I need to go for editor, embedded in navigation controller. See this arrow mark here. This arrow mark defines the first screen of our application. Before this it was here. When I add the navigation controller, it automatically changes to here, because even from the first screen we are having this navigation controller up to the last screen. So let's run this. Before running we will be changing the color of this navigation bar if needed. See, I have selected the navigation bar and adding in the attribute inspector that we can make it as a scroll edge, and the background color we can set it for white. And if I run this, the build has been succeeded and I'm getting the screen with this navigation bar. So this is the navigation bar. There we can add our title, back button or side menu, or what all the menu items we have required, we can customize in the navigation bar. The next topic that we are going to see is how to add an image in our application. Let's see this in Xcode. See, if we want to add an image to our application, we need to have an image view first. See this view here, I have added the background color, right? Similar to this, an image view is required to hold an image. So let's add an image view here. By clicking on the show library, if I type as image, we'll get the image view, and I'm taking that image view and setting here. In this image view we can add an image. So before adding an image, I want to bring that image into this Xcode file. For that I need to go to the assets. Here I can add the image sets. See, the image sets we are showing as 1x, 2x and 3x. So I'm not going into deep about this, but this 2x, 3x, these and all means for Retina and Retina HD devices. So if we add one image into this 1x, 2x and 3x sizes, iOS will decide based on the device which image need to select it. The 3x will be more sharper with smaller pixels. iOS 10 and above devices are not supporting this non-retina devices, so this 1x is not required for now. 2x and 3x we need to add. So if we have an image that we can download from the internet or wherever, how to convert this into 1x, 2x and 3x? Let's see that. In order to generate an image into 1x, 2x and 3x, we can use this site appicon.co. This app icon generator image sets, we just want to drag our images that we have. See, I have downloaded one image here. I'm just dragging here and I want only iOS. So I'm clicking on the iOS into 1x, 2x and 3x and click on the generate. So this will ask us in what name it need to be generated. So I'm clicking the location for downloads and image sets, image 1 I am adding. It has been saved. See here, the zip file has been saved and I can find that save image kit. The first one will be 1x and then the 2x and 3x. If I want to add this to the Xcode, I just want to select all and open the Xcode and just drag this into assets. Then it will be arranged here as the 1x, 2x and 3x automatically because the names we have saved like that. So the images will be automatically aligned here and based on the Retina or Retina HD devices, iOS will choose they need to go with 2x image or 3x image. And after this, we can reach our image view and click on this, and from the attribute inspector we can select the image. This is the image I have uploaded. So if I click this, automatically the image will appear here and I can run this and check the output. The build will succeed and we'll get the output in the simulator. We'll be having the same navigation bar will be here and our image will be placed. So this is how we can add an image using this assets. The next topic that we are going to learn is app icon. See, this is our application that running in simulator. If we press the home button here, we can see that our project 1 has no icon here. So here we are going to add an icon now. Adding app icon is similar to adding images into this assets. Here we have added the image, but for app icon, the Xcode itself provided an app icon here to add. So here we need to add the size of 1024 into 1024 pixels image. So in order to make this image, we can go to the website earlier we went. See, this is the website where we have made our image sets. Now we need to have the app icon. So here again we need to select an image. So this image I want to add as an app icon that I have in my downloads. So I'm dragging that image here and I want only for this iPhone. So I'm removing the other check marks here. And if I click on generate, it will provide the supporting files in my downloads. So after that I can drag. See, I have received the zip file here So this App Store PNG image I can drag here. That's all. Now our app icon is ready. If I run this project, the build will get succeed and we can show the app icon now. See, our application is showing. I'm clicking on the home button now. Thus we can see the app icon here for our project 1. So this is how we have added the app icon for our application. The next topic that we are going to see is auto layout. When we create an application, it will be downloaded in multiple devices of different screen sizes, as well as what will happen when the user changes the orientation from portrait to landscape. We may keep images, buttons, anything in our screens. So the position of those, how we are aligning based on the orientation changes, as well as how we are adapting for the multiple screen sizes, because we cannot able to design for each screen size, right? In that cases, this auto layout is coming into picture. Let's see this in Xcode. See, in this simulator, I have created two labels and one image view. So Mac computer one label, the specification one label, and then I have kept an image view. See, I can change the phone models of this simulator from here. So I'm going for the least iPhone SE. This is the smaller size phone we have. So if I click this, the simulator, see here, changes. We have placed it somewhere in the middle, but it reaches here. What may happen when I change the orientation? So here, while we click, we can change the orientation of the phone. In this case, I cannot able to see the image view as well as the specification label. This is the problem we are having if we didn't use auto layout. Let's see how we can use that. For this auto layout, we need to understand two, three terms. First of all, this safe area. See, this safe area is the place where whatever the screen sizes may be and whatever the orientations, this area is a guaranteed visibility, because whatever the things has been changed inside this safe area will be shown for all the sizes mobile devices and in all orientations. This is the safe area, and the whole area from edge to edge, that we call as super view. This is the safe area view, and the whole view of this, like this is a super view. And then the starting, this end will be saying as leading, and then the end portion will be saying as trailing. So leading, trailing, super view, and the safe area view. See, first of all, I will add constraint to this label Mac computer. So I will click on this. I can click from here or from here. After that, I need to select this, add new constraints. So if I click this, we can find the four directions here. That is the top, bottom, leading, and trailing. So I'm selecting from the top for 30, and if I click this, we can see that from the safe area it is calculating, not from the super view. From the safe area it is calculating as 30 points, and then on the leading 10, trailing 10. So these three things only I'm adding now, and if I click on add three constraints, it will be aligned here. And from the attribute inspector, we can keep the alignment into center. We can see the added constraint from this size inspector. See here, I have added 10 points to the safe area, that is to the trailing, leading 10, and then from the top 30. So here if I double click, I can edit this. So this label I have kept now, and then I'm going for the image. For image, again I'm adding the width and height here. Even from the same add constraint, you can add the width and height. So I'm providing as 150 and 150, and adding the top as 30. So I can click and see from which, from this Mac computer label I'm providing 30. And then if I click on add constraint, it will be marking as a red mark. That is, we need to add X component. When we click on this red, it will be showing that we need X position for this image. So in order to add that, we can click here the align thing. So in this align, the horizontal in container that we need to select, because this horizontal, if I click, means that error will go, because horizontally I need this image to be centered and 30 points from the top. That is what I have mentioned here. So here that will be align center X to SuperView. Width I have provided 150, height 150, top space to Mac label 30. Let's complete this label as well. The same thing I'm providing as 30 from top, 10 leading, 10 trailing, add constraint, and then from the attribute inspector, alignment to center. That's all. So after doing this, I'm just changing my orientation of this simulator and checking. See here, this thing, everything aligned in the center itself. Whatever the position I have changed, because I have mentioned this image to be in the center, and then the same center it is. And for this Mac computer, I just mentioned as top 30, here also 30. So the same for whatever the orientations it is providing. This is the beauty of auto layout. And these constraints can be positive and negative values. See, these are the constraints that we have added. If we are assigning, that is the first item to the second item, if it goes from the right to left, then that will be positive. See here, the first item that we have kept from the safe area dot trailing, here is the trailing, and then the safe area dot trailing will be this end. From here to specifications trailing, this is the specification, and this is the trailing of specification. So if I zoom this, we can see that from the safe area trailing to the specification trailing, we are moving. From the right to left, we are moving. So that is positive. The same thing, let's see this for leading. Specification dot leading, that is again from the right we are moving to the left to the safe area leading. Again we have provided the value as 10. If we change this value to negative, or if we are reverse first and second item, then see our value will be minus 10. Here you see we are moving from the safe area leading, that is from the left to specification leading, to the right we are moving. In this case it will be negative, so that's why we have provided as negative 10. So we need to consider this. If we are moving from right to left, it will be positive. Specification leading to safe area leading. The same here for Mac computer dot leading to safe area leading. From right to left we are moving, so here it is positive. In the case of trailing, safe area trailing, that it will come in the edge, and then Mac computer trailing here. So we are moving from the right to left, again here positive 10. If we are reversing first item and second item, we can see that the constant value will be automatically minus 10. That is Mac computer trailing to safe area trailing means it will be negative 10. It may be confusing, but please understand this. Likewise, for this vertical movement, that is from the Mac computer top, that is from bottom to top we are moving, means it will be positive. The Mac computer dot top to safe area top we are moving. The first item is Mac computer dot top and the second area is safe area dot top. From here we are moving, then it is positive. If I again reverse this, we can see that it will be negative. The same here as well. From the image top we are moving, from this image top we are moving to Mac computer dot bottom. So from here we are moving to top. Again, this is positive value for this constant. Previously we have seen for the horizontal movement. Now this is for the vertical movement. And next, let's see about margin. See, this is the safe area as explained previously. This safe area is applied to the top and bottom, not to the left and right. But see, Xcode itself refer a margin for this left and right. See, we have a dotted lines on the left as well as on the right. So this is the safer side for avoiding the unnecessary visibility issues to the left and right. So we can add constraint to these as well. Like same, we can add constraints for this trailing end. Here we can add a value of 10. Here you see constraint to margin has been checked. So when I click this arrow, it is saying that from the safe area, it is of current distance is 16 and from the view current distance is 0. If I uncheck this and again if I go and check, means both these two are 16 mentioned. This is because based on the margin, the value for view is calculated before. So just I have provided the 10 and adding a constraint here. So in this case, here it is saying this from safe area trailing and to the image trailing I have set as 10. But I just want to add from the margin. For that, I am coming to this SuperView. From SuperView, trailing relative to margin I am selecting. In this case, I am getting this constant value as -6. That is because the SuperView trailing from the margin, from relative to the margin, I am taking to the image trailing, that is -6. We can mark this as 0. In this case, see, this is the margin and now margin and the image trailing is 0. The distance between this margin and the image trailing is 0 now. Exactly on the margin we have kept this image trailing. So this is what I have mentioned. So as a safer side, we can keep the leading and trailing onto the margin as well. See here, I have selected previously for this safe area. In this safe area, I couldn't see that margin thing. But for this super view, I'm selecting, and from the super view, I'm changing to the relative to margin. If I'm selecting to the relative to margin, then I'm getting the constant value of 0 because I have kept this image trailing to this super view trailing margin. I will explain this concept again for the leading margin as well. Again, I'm adding a constraint here. From the leading, just I'm adding as 10. Constraints to margin I have selected here so that it will show the different distance. So I'm just adding the add one constraint. So in this case, see, from the leading, image leading to the safe area leading, I'm moving from the right to left. So this is the positive value, but I don't want the safe area. I want super view so that I can see the margin. So I'm selecting for SuperView. From the SuperView, I'm relative to margin, I'm clicking. In this case, I'm getting as -6. That is from the image leading to SuperView leading margin, I'm getting as -6. I'm adding this as 0. So both the leading and trailing of this image is sitting on the margins provided by the Xcode. I hope this margin is clear. As of now, we have seen providing constraints from the safe area or SuperView or relative to the margin. Now we can see how to provide alignment. See, I have selected the image and here this is the constraint. Next to that we can see the align. So I just want this image to be horizontally centered and vertically centered. If I add these two constraints, it will become like this. That is, my images are now horizontally and vertically centered. If I change the orientation also, I can see this in a center position. This is the alignment thing. I have aligned to the X component, I have aligned to the Y component. So we can use this alignment to center like this, and we can check from here. This is the alignment in Xcode. With this, we are wrapping the session for today. Thank you.